The BBC.
Former Manchester City and QPR defender Nedum Onoa has told 5 Live the comments by Greg Clark, which led to his resignation as FA chairman, undermined the organisation's efforts when it comes to diversity. Clark stepped down yesterday after apologising for using inappropriate language when talking about black footballers in a parliamentary hearing.
Who's to say that he's not just a common person within the FA? So they say the right things in some ways, but then they still don't understand the bigger picture. Of all the things which have been said and all the stories which have been told, all the ideas brought forward, they say they support them, but then still they use language in a way which holds people back. They're going to have to take a real good look at themselves if this was the leader of the whole at the FA.
Dame Heather Abbat spent 5 years as the only woman and non-white person on the FA board. She says this whole incident has been very exposing.
Greg Clark's comments reveal the fault line in football, which is that the leadership and the management and the control of football, one of the most diverse games on the planet, is still controlled fundamentally by white men, and this has to change.
Well, Greg Clark intends to stay in his role as FIFA Vice President until February in order to protect UEFA's voting rights until then. England captain Steph Houghton has opened up about the kind of leader she is, admitting she can't help but be responsible and attentive to her Lionesses teammates. The defender's been discussing her captaincy in episode 1 of the BBC's new women's football podcast out today.
I like to have high standards on and off the pitch and mostly try and be me and trying to be caring, and sometimes I probably care a little bit too much and take things home, but that's the way I wanted to lead and that's the way I like to be led off all the captains that I've played under, whether it was Faye White, Kelly Smith, Jane Ludlow. They always had this sense of trying to care for their teammates.
Well, The Players is available now on BBC Sounds. British Cycling has sacked a senior sprint coach for gross misconduct and a long-term pattern of inappropriate relationships with riders. Kevin Stewart was repeatedly warned about his behaviour and said he wholeheartedly apologised for actions that were not acceptable. Rory McIlroy says he's enjoying staying out of the limelight in the build-up to the rescheduled Masters at Augusta starting tomorrow. The attention has been on US Open champion Bryson DeChambeau, while McIlroy prepares to make his 6th attempt to complete a career Grand Slam.
I like it. I've always liked doing my own thing and trying to stay as low-key as possible. Sometimes the way I've played over the years, that hasn't happened because, I've won some tournaments and I've been on some pretty good runs at times. But yeah, I don't mind this. This is nice.
We've got a Masters preview in 5 Live Golf tonight from 9 o'clock. Flanker Justin Tipuric will be in the Wales squad for the Autumn Nations Cup opener against Ireland in Dublin on Friday. He's back from illness and the only change in Wayne Pivac's side. And Worcester fly half Duncan Weir makes his first start since 2016 as Scotland kick off their campaign in Italy on Saturday. Stuart McInally replaces the injured Fraser Brown at hooker as head coach Gregor Downsend makes 4 changes from the Six Nations win in Wales. That's your latest from BBC Sport.
BBC Sport.